today I'm super excited to introduce my guest. I am having a conversation with Victor Salamba. He's awesome. You guys know him. He's been on the show before, and he is a relationship coach. Hi, Victor. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Very good.
I'm so excited. Thank you so much for joining us on this. You're a KTN Life and Style aficionado. You know the family at KTN Life and Style. So it feels very comfortable. It actually feels like I'm really working at home with my people, you know?
That's pretty good. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So the conversation we are going to be having today, ladies and gentlemen, is on relationships during this time of COVID-19, and specifically looking at romantic relationships and you people in marriages who are stuck at home with your spouses, and now you're realizing vitu kwa ground, quite literally vitu kwa home ni different. So sorry?
Mm-hmm. Ziko different sana.
Ziko different sana. Yes, exactly. Sana. So, Victor, we are here with you today to clear the air and help these people find their way or find themselves back to each other. Even before I started the recording, I was telling you about how divorce lawyers are very, very, very busy. And the articles that I've mostly read and some of the stories that I've been seeing are based in Western countries, so like in the UK and the States. But divorce lawyers are saying that they're getting more calls than ever and everything. And I just wanted to talk about the situation here in Kenya. Yeah. And whether you think that is actually the case with divorce lawyers here in Kenya as well. Do you think that divorce lawyers will have a little bit more work at this time and post-corona?
Let me actually speak about relationship coaches like myself. I think we are very busy.
Wow.
Yeah, we are very busy right now. I think guys are coming every single day,
right?
Wanting to kill each other, or wanting to kill each other, of course, but they're coming.
That's where they've reached.
Yes.
They want to actually kill each other. It's too much.
Yeah. So we are actually seeing a lot of issues cropping up now, because many things which we are hidden, now they're popping up.
Right.
You know, now we are forced to deal, you know, and plus the curfew and everything, we can't run, you can't hide. You wake up and look at the person. There's
actually nowhere you can go. There's no alternative. There is no escape.
There's no sleeping out.
There is no sleeping out. So what is this going to show us that, because I was having a conversation with my mother today, you know, you guys know my research is limited to mom and online and books. And of course, she's been married, right? She is married and she's been married for quite a number of years. So she's a good reference when I want to talk about such subjects. And she was talking about creating a routine, even if you're in a relationship together, and it really helps, because she was saying that the problems that people are experiencing now were existing problems. Is that the case, or is it that now we're encountering new problems in our relationships because of Corona?
No. Actually, it's given us the privilege now to look at the problems.
Okay.
Because we were not working. You know, we were lazy, you know. Right. So there are things we didn't do. Arguments we didn't solve.
Yeah.
So because we didn't solve these things, now they're creeping in. Yeah. Right. Because now we have to look at it. You know, so it's actually very true.
So there's no new Corona relationship issue.
No. We are just too lazy. And now we have been forced to wake up.
Wow. Hey, okay. Well then, for all of you who are saying Corona is the reason you're having problems, now you know. So now when it comes to creating a routine in a relationship, what does that look like? Because we are struggling to create routines for ourselves as individuals, even when it comes to work. I myself personally struggle. I'm not those people who I'm so self-disciplined that I can write it in a notebook and say every morning I'll be waking up at and then I have breakfast and then I work out and I follow it to the letter the next day I wake up. I'm not like that. I can write it, but that's all it is. Words on a paper. So what is a relationship routine, and how do you make it work? How do you stick to it?
I actually call it cultures. Relationship cultures, which there are things that you do consistently, that help you now make it part of your lifestyle. The problem we have is that we don't have cultures. For example, I like saying the culture of eating together.
Right.
Because some family people eat like zebras.
What is eating like a zebra?
Zebras eat in shifts.
Oh, I didn't know that. Fun fact. Okay.
Yeah, so some families people don't eat together, and that's a small culture that helps. Because if a husband and a wife have formed a habit of eating every meal together, or at least one meal per day together, meals by themselves are icebreakers. It's difficult to enjoy food with someone that you're angry with. So somehow you'll have to talk about something.
That is so true. It is difficult to enjoy food with somebody that you're angry with. Because for me, food is a very emotional thing. Food is conjoined with happiness. They are in the same WhatsApp group. So you can't be in my space when I'm eating and you're annoying me. No. Wow. Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
So it's not just about creating routines and everything. We need to first establish the fact that we didn't have this culture. And now that we're forced to be in the same place, it means we have to create it.
Yes.
So how do we go about that?
First things first, look at what made you not eat together. I like using eating because it's the simplest, smallest thing.
Yeah, it's a good example.
Yeah, why don't you eat together? What have I been hiding for so long that I'm afraid if I sit with you, you will end up asking me questions. So we must look at that first. 2, also the cultures around eating. For example, the TV should be off.
Okay.
You don't eat the TV.
I don't know about that. So but it's true, because honestly, it means you actually look at one another and you actually talk to one another. TV kind of allows that. It's not necessary when you have a television. You don't actually have to communicate with one another. Both just look at the screen.
Yeah. Okay. So it helps us to start to talk, at least, to begin to talk. And I also start with one meal. Start with one meal. You're home together, at least, by all means, you're all home by 7. At least you're all home by 7.
Yeah, you don't have a choice.
Yeah. So, supper we have to meet. Supper we meet and let's have to eat, because you have to break ice at some point. That's a very important culture that I normally insist for every family. Eat together. Don't be zebras.
Nice. I like that. And now there is no excuse. It's not like before. Now you're actually home. Okay, unless you're an essential worker. But for majority of us who are not, you are actually at home.
Yes.
So that's the first. I like that. I'm going to write that down. That's the first thing to add to your routine, guys. Eat together.
That's very, very simple.
Wow. Okay. And then there are other situations. So for now, the relationship, I was using an example for my mother. She said that they've created a routine and she has things that she does every morning. My dad has things that he does every morning, and they share duties like that. And so they are not too much in each other's face, because even if your relationship is solid, or maybe you're not fighting, kama ni kitu mjazoea, like being around each other all the time, you will fight about certain things. But now there's other scenarios. Now this is the tea for everyone who's still tuned into KTN Home. This is when the good stuff starts. So this is a real life situation. So I'm just going to talk about it as husband and wife and children. It's a family. And the husband has a second family. So this is before Corona. And this second family is not a second family that has ever been claimed. Like here in Kenya, we very much normalized everything. We call it side chicks, side guys, whatever, all that. So let's say he has a side chick, but the side chick actually also has his children. So he has 2 families. Now, before Corona, he could manage the 2 families when it came to time spent. And he would come to his primary home, now the first wife. He would go home at 10 p.m., but he'd always sleep at home, and he'd have his time with the other family, and he'd have his time with the other lady. But now, when Corona happened, when curfew was first set, he first, obviously as a man, and even just as a human, you are so set on that routine, he could not even imagine how he would manage it with this 7 p.m. limitation. Right? Together? Now, he left Nairobi, both the families are based in Nairobi. He left Nairobi, akaenda Shags. Because it was just too much. Alikuwa amesema nimechoka. And now you can imagine, obviously, there's less money in the economy, there's less money for families, a lot of people are losing jobs. So you can imagine, first of all, the expense of 2 families. I'm just imagining in my head. So he left and he went off to Shags, but then now containment happened. So now he's stuck there. So now there's some kind of peace in the relationship, both of the relationships, because it's now nothing you can do. So what I want to ask after my very, very long story is there are very many marriages that were being kept together with these side relationships. There was some balance, I guess. I don't know. And then now with social distancing and everybody staying home and working from home, that's not happening anymore. There's no side chick manenos. There's no escape you can have from your marriage. I don't know. What do you think about that situation? In Kenya, it's very prevalent. It's very popular. And as a man, especially as well, what would you want to say to these men that have found themselves in this position?
You're in trouble.
It's like first things first. You're in trouble.
You're in trouble because now the ship it just has to sink. Because the fact of the matter is, I've always said that a side relationship is like shopping when you're hungry.
It's like?
Shopping when you're hungry.
Right.
When you shop when you're hungry, you buy everything.
Yes, that's true.
You buy fly, you don't eat.
Yes, you buy everything.
Yeah. And I think that for most of them now, from the cases that I've seen in my office now, they are now, some of them have actually been stuck with the side chicks now. So the relevance of the side chick now is being questioned.
Okay. So you were talking about men, you were saying they're in trouble, and you were saying you know some men who are actually stuck with the side chicks.
Yes. They have been contained there.
Hey, okay. So now what are they?
That's when now they're shopping. They shopped when they were hungry, because now you begin to question the relevance of the other relationship, and you realize that it was never useful in the first place.
It was unnecessary.
It was unnecessary. So I've got men who are telling me, "Oh, now I'm stuck here. How do I let go of this one? How do I balance things back to the way they were?" I realized that it was a big mistake. Also, the financial implication is making logic come to pass.
That's true. That is true. It's going to be too expensive to maintain.
Yeah. So now that reality is now coming through, and now most guys are thinking, I need to put money together to take care of my family. Which one?
It's true.
So, such fellows.
Okay, I'm laughing, and it may look like I'm laughing because I'm a woman, but honestly, guys, the whole situation is it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's a huge mess, but also for the people who find themselves in those situations now, ask yourself a simple question: are you ready for a polygamous union? Because that is polygamy.
True. And then also another thing.
Another home, if there's another home, she's no longer a side chick. I think she's a wife. From research, it shows.
Yeah, no, it's true. If you have a family together and you stay there a lot and you guys have been together for, it's a second marriage. It's better to just face it, present it as it is, and now deal and go forward as a family.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you've talked about the men who are now stuck with the side chicks, because there is this mathematical equation that talks about the 80-20 rule when it comes to stepping into marriage, right? Yeah. And what it says is the wife is the 80%, and no person is 100%. There's no one who's perfect. I guess it's based on that principle. So a wife is 80%. You have found the qualities and the values that you've been looking for in a wife with the 80%. But then you still feel like you're 20 and I'm missing. And that's the one we're talking about shopping when you're hungry, which I love. And so now you go out, you leave the 80% at home and you go out and now find another lady or find another man if it's a lady who's married. And then now the side piece is the 20%. And what happens is when you get stuck with the 20%, when you leave the 80%, you realize, now I have an 80% gap to fill. Which is now what Corona has showed us it's true, guys. The 80%, the 80-20 rule is real.
Very real.
I'm
Very
so
real.
happy. I'm also so happy that I'm not married yet.
Hybrid.
So I'm going to get married past Corona, and my future husband better know.
First eat together.
Thank you. Yes, I've written it. Number one, first eat together.
Must be together. Yeah.
Now, there are other situations that are quite interesting because of how we work. And I'd want you to tell me a little bit about it and whether you've had experience of dealing with it. There are people who for work travel a lot. So if you have a wife who maybe that's her thing, she travels so much, same thing for guys. And now that has stopped. Now, what's happening in those relationships? And how can you help that person that travels for work all the time, now is stuck at home? And
You have to start learning afresh.
Okay.
You must take time to learn. Because remember, you have learned to thrive without each other. You have learned that maybe my husband comes home for 1 week, he's away for 6 months. So you've learned to be with him for 1 week.
Yeah.
Now you have to learn all over again. He has to take time to know your habits and yours also. Your routines without him versus the routines when he's there. Because now you have to, first of all, negotiate a very important piece of real estate in a family, which is called space.
Yes.
Because what makes it a problem now with this whole COVID thing is space. That real estate of space has now gone because now we are crowding each other. So you must realize that I've not been with you for so long. Now you are around for this time. I must also realize that I need to win you slowly back into my company.
Yes.
It won't be automatic that, because after 1 week, I must know that this person is now tired.
Yeah.
They're not used to be for 1 hour. You know, all this. You were told they had a life away.
Yes.
They had an ecosystem away from you. So now they're coming back to the ecosystem. So you must, first of all, negotiate real estate space.
Number one, after you eat together. Now that's number two. Negotiate real estate space.
Negotiate space. Real estate, you must talk about that real estate because it's what makes marriages break.
Wow.
But my routine is when I'm normally in this particular part of the world, between 8 and 10, I normally sit and I work from 8 to 10. Now the family is here. I won't work from 8 to 10. I'll work from 9 to 10, but I can spend time with you for this time.
Yeah. It's true. I mean, the 24 hours we had are still the same 24 hours.
Yes. Now you have to negotiate them because now space is what kills us now.
Yeah.
Real estate, you must discuss that real estate. It's the most prized possession in marriage. Space.
Wow.
It's the most expensive thing in marriage.
Yes. Now, before I ask about the children, because that's a whole other thing, I have young siblings. You've just heard me yell at my brother to keep quiet. I'm trying to work. So my question is like, there's so many challenges now with children, but as a relationship coach, what particular things have you seen with your clients that has come up during this time?
One is to keep the kids occupied. People are wondering how to keep the kids occupied. And that's the mistake we are actually making.
Oh, okay.
Because we are trying to keep them occupied, yet in truth, they have brains of their own.
That's very true.
Yeah. And it's good to allow them. I tell parents that, yes, have something that they can do constructive. After that, release them. Let them play their games. Kids know how to fill in their time.
Yeah.
If they have homework, they know how to do it. The problem is that now we want to keep them busy, we want to micromanage them. At the come, let's do here, let's keep ropes, let's do this. Remember also as an adult and as a parent, you also have your own life. There are times you want to take 5. You know? As an adult, times you want to take 5.
Yeah.
Tell my kids, go look for something to do. And I realize that if they find their own routine, they are happier. If I bring them into mind every time, let's space like and let's take some ladders. Let's play Ludo. Let's build a castle. Let's do what? And sometimes they're tired of me. They know this guy can give us space.
I should show you the 3,000-piece puzzle that is on a table. That I bought because I did a puzzle with my friend, and I was so happy, and it felt so good. It felt so fulfilling. So I was like, "Oh, it would be a great idea to buy a puzzle for the home space for me and my siblings and my parents to do." Do I not get a
No, no,
message
no, no.
from my mother with a picture of my sister in the puzzle? She looks so miserable. And she's like, Susan, if you hate somebody in this life, buy them a puzzle. I was like, what?
Yeah, because we are overthinking.
Yeah.
We are actually overthinking and thinking we must do this for them, must do this. No, kids know how to fit in their day. You know, kids can run the whole day and still want to sleep at midnight, and they're still running. So allow them to be away from you.
Okay.
Allow them. That's what I tell parents. Allow them to be away from you. Have something you can do together. Pick 1-2 cultures. For example, in some families, the other day, introduce something like a movie night. So we'll watch a movie together. That's something that you're doing so send them off. Yeah.
Love it. Okay.
Tell them to go. Do your things.
The other aspect now with children, and I like that you mentioned it with homework, and you said if they have homework, just let them do it, is this homeschooling thing. A lot of schools are really, really trying. By the way, shout out to all the schools and all the teachers, all school staff who are really out there trying to keep syllabuses going and keep students still studying and learning. And some even have to set up exams. So kudos to them. But yeah, today morning I was doing some homework with my siblings, and I don't know how my mom has been doing this every morning. I'm pulling my hair out. Some things I'm like, was this there when I was in primary school? This is new. So parents are really struggling with that, especially maybe with children of younger ages. So I like what you said. They have homework, they know how to do it, let them do it. Or the way you've been doing homework in the past, the way they've been doing schoolwork in the past, that is the way they should continue. Awesome.
It's not really practical.
It's hard. It's not practical. They can ask questions, but I think there's an overbearingness that some parents can take off their shoulders.
Yeah. Because homeschooling by itself requires your own discipline as a parent.
Yes.
Remember that
I have so much respect for the parents that used to do homeschooling.
You're venturing into a field you are not sure. And you know now that our temperaments come in now.
Yes.
3 times 3 is 9, and you hit the head. It's 9 and you're hitting the head,
Yeah, but they're supposed to calculate it and show it in some weird way that you don't understand. But you're telling them it's 9.
Yeah. So it's also to give ourselves that space to realize that if they're also learning something new by learning to learn home. So 2 of us are in new territories. Then they are learning to learn from home. They're not used to learning from home. Home was for chilling. And you are not used to teaching them as well. They're used to sending them off and paying school fees. And this is when we are realizing that teachers are underpaid.
Oh my God, so underpaid. What pay respect. So now our conversation is actually just about to come to a close. We are running out of time. But before we finish, Mr. Salamba, I would really like you to tell our viewers where they can find you and where they can get your services, because especially now, you are really, really needed. Kwanza wewe ni essential worker. Have you been told you are an essential worker? Me, I'll tell you are an essential worker.
Calling me.
Sorry?
At times, people calling me in the middle of the night that things are thick. I say, I'm not an essential worker. I can't leave the house now. So,
they want you to come there, to come to the house there. Yes. Even the bedroom.
Yes.
Hello, guys. Let's sort it out. Wow.
Yeah. So, because we have to look at the impact that it's having on our relationships also.
Yeah.
We are being forced to venture into fields we are never used to. We are spending more time with our kids than we've ever had. We are spending time with our partners. Some people, their in-laws have moved in. They want to kill their in-laws.
Victor, I think you and I will have to have another conversation again. Yes. Once everyone, chimes in and everything, because I think there'll be a lot more. Guys, for those of you who are tweeting us using the hashtag KTN Life and Style, keep tweeting. We are going to tweet you back. But now I would like Mr. Salamba to give his social media handles and how else people can get your services.
Yeah, I'm still open. I'm still seeing people on a one-on-one basis. My office I've got good social distance. We have 2 meters in between. It's 2 meters, even more than 1.5. So you can basically come. Yeah, my number is 0748 330 300. If you call that number, I'll give you an appointment to come and see me. Facebook, I'm very active on Facebook. My name is Victor Salamba on Facebook. I believe that there's no other one you find who looks like me. So you find me Victor Salamba. And Instagram, Victor Salamba also.
Fantastic. Great. Thank you so much. You have been amazing. I've had such a good time. I've taken so many important pointers to share with my family and everybody. Asante sana, Victor, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining us here on KTN Life and Style.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Bye.